How is it going, everybody? You're watching Then About Tech, and today I'm going to give you some of the best tips, tricks, and hidden features regarding WhatsApp. Communication app that pretty much everyone on the whole planet uses, but not everyone knows all of its capabilities, features, and hidden tips and tricks that I'm going to show right now. So I'm going to be very happy if I can teach you a thing or two. So most of those tips I'm going to show you are actually for entertainment, but some of them are also going to be for productivity. So this video is useful for absolutely everyone. So that's very cool. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and begin. But before we do that, please make sure to hit the like button down below and also the subscribe button, which help us out so much. So now let's begin. So the first thing we're going to talk about is actually fonts. So we all know that WhatsApp has this usual, normal, boring font that everyone is obliged to use. But what we can actually do is create and actually use personalized and customizable fonts that they're going to be very cool, and only you're going to do it, right? So you can go ahead and go to Safari. We're going to need to go to Safari for that, but it's very easy. And then you're going to search for Lingo space Jam. We're going to search on Google because otherwise it will go to a crazy website. And then that's the link. We're going to go the first website that pops up, and that's how it looks. So fancy text generator. So you can just go ahead and paste any text that you may already have in the clipboard, or maybe just type here directly. So you can type, for example, WhatsApp message. Let's say you want to type that. That's your text. So as soon as you do that, automatically, as you guys can see here, you're going to see a ton of awesome fonts. So you can have like crazy ones like that, or some cool ones that I personally love, like this one. I use this all the time. So I can just copy this font, which is going to be, of course, my own message that I typed above. And then I can just go ahead, go to WhatsApp, and then paste here, and then send, and it's going to look exactly like that. And again, you can use any of those awesome special fonts right here, and the options are absolutely endless. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, if we go to WhatsApp and then we go to settings on the bottom right corner right here, we can go ahead and have a look to data and storage usage. That's something not everyone knows because it's quite buried right there. And if you tap on storage usage, you can actually see what are the groups or chats, like could be private chats as well, that use most of your storage, like your memory. So for example, you can see here 536 megabytes, and it's going to be going down. So you can actually see that some groups may be using so much of your iPhone storage, and maybe you don't even interact with that group, for example, or with that person, and it's just like draining all of your storage and also making your iPhone super slow. So it's nice to see actually who's actually using your storage, and maybe you want to actually exit one of those groups. Who knows? Now check this out. There's a really cool way we can transfer files between your phone and your computer, or vice versa, using WhatsApp. So then it doesn't matter if you're using an iPhone or an Android phone or a Mac or a PC. Doesn't matter, because we're going to use WhatsApp to do it. So for example, I have this folder right here, and I want to send to my computer, and I can do it so easily. Same thing with PDF files, documents, you name it. So what we're going to do is actually open WhatsApp, and then we're going to actually create a new group. Okay, so create a new group, and then search for a person, and then I'm going to put my brother here. So then next. So the normal process of creating a group, and then I'm going to name it file transfer. Okay, so files transfer. You're going to understand what I mean after a few seconds. So files transfer, create, and then I created this group. Okay, it's me and my brother, and what I'm going to do here is exclude him. I'm going to delete him from this group. So I'm just going to tap on him and remove from group. So he's being removed. Okay, so the group now is only myself. So as you guys can see here, it's only me. Okay, it's only me who's in this group, and that's exactly what I need. So then we're gonna open up here WhatsApp Web. So then, as you guys can see, you can use WhatsApp Web on the software itself, WhatsApp, or on the browser. It doesn't matter either. So tap on the group, and now the group is only me, as you guys can see, and then I can just very easily select an image or again, or a video or a file or a document sent to myself, and then it's right here. So then I can just drag and drop to my computer, and then that's how easy it is. And I can do, of course, the other way around. I can just send from my computer to my WhatsApp, and then to my iPhone. And again, you can use any phone you want and whatever, and then the image is right here. Look at how simple, how easy, how fast I can do this, and then I can do with absolutely any kind of file. I just love this little hack. Since we're here on settings, we can actually go ahead and tap on account, and we have this possibility of two-step verification. Some of you know this, but not everyone, and this is very, very important. So if you tap on two-step verification, what you can actually do is create another layer of security. So then every time you want to log into your WhatsApp, like let's say you change your iPhone or you reset it and you want to recover on a new phone or whatever, or if somebody, of course, is trying to access your WhatsApp that you don't want them to do that, we're gonna have a second layer of security, which the first one, of course, is that SMS code that we get to activate WhatsApp, and then the second one is actually a PIN, a code that we're gonna create in order to activate WhatsApp. So again, every time you change your phone, every time you format your phone, or if somebody else wants to log into your WhatsApp and activate, they're not only gonna have to get that message, but also they're gonna need to type that PIN, that code that only you have. Since I already have it enabled, you're gonna see the option to disable or to change my PIN. But of course, if you don't have it, you're gonna have the possibility to activate, to enable, and then you're gonna create your PIN, making your WhatsApp so much safer. Now let's talk about sending photos. So let's say you're here talking to someone and then you want to send them a photo. So then you can actually go ahead, tap and select that photo from your gallery. That's pretty normal. But there are some very cool customizations here that not everyone knows. What you can do, of course, is tap here and you can select an emoji. Just make it a little bit more fun. For example, right, like this one, and then like make it smaller, like cover your face or something like that. But also you can do so much more. For example, you can go ahead and slide up and then select the filter and then make it black and white or whatever, so then you can customize it very easily without having to actually open another application. On top of that, we can also use stickers that we all love. So on the same emoji button right here, we can actually go ahead to stickers, and those are some of my recent ones, and here as well. So I can actually select any sticker that I want, and instead of just using them in my messages, I can actually add them to a photo of mine as well, which is going to be very cool, and again very different. And on top of that as well, we all use that feature to actually highlight something, like make it a circle, like we want to highlight something like that so everyone can see what we want to show. But we can also change the size of that brush, of that pencil. So while we're here selecting the color, if we actually slide to the left, you can see right there that the brush is getting bigger and bigger, and of course we can choose the color, so we can make it, we can adjust the size of the brush and also the color of the brush, which is very cool. So then if you want to paint something bigger or cover it up, it's going to be much easier like that with a bigger brush. If we go back to settings right here, we have another customization that is very important. It's under account right here, and then we're going to go to privacy, and right there at the bottom we're going to see screen lock. So what that does is that will actually make your WhatsApp lock every single time, or after a minute, 15 or 1 hour of usage, and then ask for your face or your Touch ID depending on your iPhone model. So like my iPhone has Face ID, it's gonna actually ask to actually show my face and authenticate with my face or with my fingerprint, again if I have an older iPhone, in order to open WhatsApp. So let's say it's set to immediately, so if I exit WhatsApp and I open up again, it's gonna wait for my face, show it, and it's unlocked. This is very important, especially if you share your phone with somebody else, or there are a lot of people using your phone at the same time, whatever. This is very cool. I generally leave it disabled because since I'm the only one who have access to my phone, so I just think that's an extra step that makes it a little bit slow to use WhatsApp, but again, it could be useful to a lot of people. Now, if you're on a group chat, there are actually two ways you can reply to a message or to someone, right? So you have this message right here from somebody, and you can actually slide to the right and then reply back to them, and then it's going to be public to everyone in that group. That's pretty obvious. So then, of course, you can select this message, whatever you want, type, reply, and then everyone will see on the group, and that person will be notified to that message specifically, even if they have WhatsApp on mute, right? But what not everyone knows is that you can actually tap and hold on a message, let go, and then you're going to see the option to reply privately. So if you tap on that, it's going to go straight to your private chat with that person, and then you can of course reply back to them. They're going to see the message, the group name, and everything else, so they will know what message you are replying back to. But of course, this time you're replying privately. So maybe you have a message that you got on a group, but you want to say something about that message and you don't want anybody else to see, just that person. You can do that straight with that feature. So that could be extremely useful actually. And last but not least, we have the option to customize our text a little bit. And if you want to make a text bold, for example, all you have to do is of course use some icons, and that's going to depend of course on the customization you want. So if you want to do it like that, you can make it bold, and then you can send, it's going to be bold, and that's it. But sometimes there are quite a lot of codes if you want to do it, for example, underline or italic or bold or whatever, and you can actually do it in a shortcut way. So for example, if you have a big text or even just a small word, you can just select all, and then you have this icon right here. Tap on that and you can easily make it bold, italic, strike through, which is that cut you can make it to the whole text, or monospace. So you can do something like that, send, and there you have it, without having to actually memorize the individual code for all of those customizations. You can just tap and do whatever you want with them, much easier than of course putting an icon here, an icon there, and memorizing the whole thing. So that's pretty much that for today, guys. This is just a quick look on some awesome and extremely useful tips, tricks, and hidden features on WhatsApp that I really hope you like. If you do, and depending on the feedback on this video, I'll make a part 2 of this video, and then of course show you more and more tips and tricks, because there are plentiful. So that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys in a few days. Bye bye.